search for two convicted killers released from prison because of a huge mistake and perhaps some help. And now Fox News can confirm law enforcement officers in just the past few minutes caught them in a Florida motel. Apparently, the only reason anybody even knew these dangerous men were free was because one of the victims' families had alerted police in Florida that the person who killed their loved one had just been let go. You see, the system generates an email or cell phone call to let victims' families know when convicts are set free. A lot of questions for Florida State Corrections officials tonight, as you might imagine, but the big news, Joseph Jenkins and Charles Walker, as you see their pictures there, captured. Let's go right away to Fox, our newsroom here in New York City. Brian Yenis is on the story. Brian?
Hi, Harris. Well, you know, they both had phony documents when they first were released. Jenkins and Walker used these sophisticated documents, which had police believing that the men may have had outside help. The phony court release orders included fake signatures of prosecutors and Ninth Circuit Chief Judge Belvin Perry, the same judge who presided over the Casey Anthony trial. The documents even correctly cited case law, and the fake release orders managed to make their way through the county clerk's office and the Florida Department of Corrections. Both Jenkins and Walker used these court documents to walk out of Franklin Correctional Institution in the Florida Panhandle. Jenkins left on September 27th, followed by Walker 10 days later, and the men did not stop there. They even showed up to an Orlando area jail 3 days after their releases, where they were fingerprinted, photographed, and registered as felons, a requirement under the law. Police had no idea about the mistake until Tuesday. At the press conference today, a lawyer for the Walker family says his mother got a call informing them of Walker's immediate emergency release and that she called back to the prison twice to verify. Walker spent time with his family for a week after his release. He appeared in public places, including his church. Meanwhile, Jenkins' family says they traveled 6 hours to pick him up from jail. Their first stop was Grandma's house, but then Jenkins disappeared. A no-show at his own birthday party on October 1st. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says that the families made no attempts to hide them. There was a $10,000 reward apiece for any information that would lead to their capture. Both men were considered dangerous. It's believed that they were still in the Orlando area, but they obviously were caught in a motel, I think, in Coconut Grove, Panama City. The Florida Department of Corrections is now requiring prisons to have all orders that call for an inmate's early release verified by sentencing judges, and they are re-examining all prison release orders from every former inmate in the state as the questions linger after they were captured. Harris?
Yeah, Brian, what you're telling us is how this has all forced us to focus in on what was not working, maybe some gaps in Florida's penal code and system there in their state. I want to give everybody now what's just come in. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has issued a statement. They say they worked along with U.S. Marshal Service and arrested escaped inmates Charles Walker and Joseph Jenkins, both 34 years old. They were in a Coconut Grove Motor Inn on Front Beach Road. There's so much detail in this. It's Panama City. And again, this was 6:40, so just moments before we went live here on Fox Report. Great reporting, Brian Yenis, from our newsroom here in New York City. Thank you very much for following this. This has been a story that Fox News has been on all day long. Breaking news at this hour on Fox Report. As we learn more about what has happened now that they have been captured, we'll bring you up to speed.